Hello and welcome to Talking About Stuff with Jon and Schuff. I'm Jonathan Hymen.
And I'm Michael Schuff.
And we're talking about
stuff.
That's exactly right. We are here to talk about stuff. I couldn't be more excited to be here talking about stuff.
Welcome, ditto.
My brother of almost 20 years. Michael, how are you doing tonight? You doing good?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous. Now, Michael, can you tell me where on this planet Earth you are right now?
Thank you for asking. Los Angeles, California. Back at you, Jonathan.
I'm in Chicago, Illinois, and our producer, our other brother and other best friend, Ronnie Polidoro, is in New York. We are a nationwide show coming at you from 3 different states, the 3 most major cities in the United States of America. We're very excited.
It's amazing.
We're very excited.
I love it. And hundreds of miles away.
Hundreds of miles away, as you said. We're certainly properly socially distanced.
Yeah.
So we're definitely following the COVID protocols. We feel good about it.
That's 100% correct.
We do want to thank those of you who are returning. We did have a test show last week, and it was really helpful. So thank you all so much who are involved in that. Tonight is our official first show, which is open to the public. So we hope that we have a lot of new faces tonight, and thank you for joining. As we said, this is our first show. There's a lot of technical things going on in the background. We are aware that there's some video and audio sync issues. So please just bear with us as we work through those things. Something that we're working on tightening up as we move forward in the future. Talking about all the tech that's going on with the show, we do want to thank Ronnie Polidoro, our producer. He is a 2-time Emmy Award winner. He is he has an Edward R. Murrow Award for journalism. We are so lucky to have him. Big round of applause for Ronnie Polidoro. Thank you, Ronnie.
Some impressive credits.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
So as we said, Michael and I have been like brothers for over 20 years. I met Michael
2 decades.
2 decades. Yeah. That would be the proper math when you consider a decade is 10 years. That makes perfect sense.
2 of them. Yeah. and a little bit more than that.
That's true.
And we went to high school and college together, for heaven's sake.
For heaven's sake, it's true. And when I sat next to Michael in a geometry class in high school. And what did you say to me, Michael?
I introduced myself as Schuff, Michael. Hello, I'm Schuff, Michael. This is typically what teachers see on their little Rolodex as they're doing the roll call in the classroom. Thought that'd be funny to say to a stranger that I'd never met.
Yeah, it was very funny. And in that moment, I definitely knew that this guy was going to be one of my closest friends and ultimately my soulmate. So,
and ironically, I did see you at 2 other bar and bat mitzvahs, which was interesting.
Years earlier, you did.
Indirectly
bumped into each other at bar and bat mitzvahs. So, for those of you that aren't of the Jewish faith, that is a rite of passage. So
it is.
It's
at your bar mitzvah.
Cool. And I'm so appreciative. I wish I could have been at yours, but yours was in Israel, so I wouldn't. I didn't know you, and that would have been a long trip for someone you didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we want to talk to you about how this show works, the format of the show. Basically, the show works in 3 segments. Each segment has a different topic. Michael, why don't you tell them what our first topic tonight is going to be?
Absolutely, we're going to be talking about staying fit during the pandemic.
That's right.
Kind of fun, right?
Yeah. Very exciting to talk about that. Definitely an area of opportunity for me, but certainly something that Michael is a pro at. Our second segment is what we're really, really excited about. Our good friend who we met years and years ago, and we'll tell you more about it, Annie Castellano, former American Gladiator contender. She's a stand-up comedian. She's an incredible artist. We're going to be having her on the show
funny.
Tonight.
God, is she funny?
Absolutely so funny. And then, Michael, why don't you tell them what our third topic tonight will be?
Absolutely. The third chapter of the evening will be a question and answer portion for all 3 of us. And now these are going to be in the live chat. You can also comment, you can like and subscribe. You got a lot of tools right there in front of you in this YouTube machine, if you will, the website. Thank you for making it again. These questions can be anything. They can be completely random. They can be questions that happen as they come into your mind about the show. And it's going to be for Annie, myself, and Jonathan, and even for Ronnie.
That's right.
And we thank you in advance because we're not going to get to those questions until the end of the show. Right. And so thank you for asking those questions.
Ronnie, our producer, will be collecting those questions. And as Michael said, we will be going over them at the end of the show. So
it's at the end.
And the love you take is equal to the love You make, that's the Beatles.
Oh,
Every once in a while we may break into song. That's just how this goes. We don't know how this goes, but we think it's how it goes. So we're very excited about this.
And so it goes.
And so it goes. Another fabulous song, Billy Joel. Shout out to my friend Lisa, who loves Billy Joel as much as I do.
Yes.
So let's talk about our first topic.
Let's talk about fitness here. Yeah, absolutely.
Talking about staying fit. Michael, you are the king of keeping yourself active when it's not a pandemic, let alone during a pandemic. So let's talk about what you've been up to, what we've been doing to get things moving.
You're making me blush, and I'm wearing headphones, for heaven's sake. I've been doing a lot of stuff. You know, I love bike riding. I love playing pickleball. I love smoothies and cycling and even turkey trots. And Jonathan, you and I even did the turkey trot together when I was in town in Highland Park, Illinois, back in November.
Which is a big deal for me because, as you know, I'm nowhere near as active as you. And I made a commitment to do a 5K turkey trot, which was very fun. But keep going with what you were saying. I'm very hysterical. Excited to hear about all your items.
Thank you so much. We're going to go back to 2017, where I did a 555-mile bike ride with 2,500 cyclists for an amazing organization. It was the AIDS Life Cycle from San Francisco to Los Angeles, and it was 7 days. And it was a blast. And Jonathan and Ronnie were there at the finish line with other family members of mine, and they were rooting me on with a cheer that went rough, tough, Schuff, rough, tough, Schuff. Remember that?
Rough, tough, Schuff, rough, tough, Schuff. It was fabulous to see Michael after 7 days. Like he said, from San Francisco all the way to Los Angeles. We were
there was
so
a lot
proud
of shenanigans that went on though there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, let's start off right before that whole situation started. When you had to order a tutu, is that right?
That's correct. So there is a Thursday ride that we do. It's a red dress day. And so I didn't really feel like buying an entire dress. So I just kind of wanted something to go around beneath the torso, near the navel. So I decided on a tutu. And at the time, I was sharing an Amazon account with my father, and he was able to see the weird tutu that I ordered online.
Can't even imagine what your father was thinking when he saw that you ordered a red tutu.
He was definitely appalled and had a lot of questions. And I explained it, and he's like, "Oh, that's great." And he was very open about it. It was pretty cool.
That was a really funny situation. So as you mentioned,
I have my own account now, by the way, on Amazon.
Yeah, I think that's what spawned it. We discussed. I said, Michael, I think it's time to use the home sharing option of the Prime.
Yes, which I did not know about, and you walked me through it beautifully. Right. And if anyone ever needs help on Amazon, you got to talk to Jonathan. He knows a lot about Amazon.
I'm spending way too much time and money on Amazon. That's for sure.
My gosh.
Yes. Well, the reason that you bring up the AIDS life cycle riding is, while that was a couple of years ago, you've been doing a lot of biking during the pandemic.
Correct.
So something that's really, really important to you. Now, as you said, we also did over Thanksgiving the turkey trot in the Chicagoland area.
That's right. I typically do it in Dana Point, California, where the weather is gorgeous weather. And even if you wake up at 5 a.m, it's still warmer than it is in the 30s or, winter weather in November in Highland Park, Illinois, the North Shore. And goodness gracious, it was a pretty exciting because, I was coming home for Thanksgiving to visit my parents. And Jonathan and your brother-in-law, Elliot, you invited me to do the turkey trot with you. And I was super excited. So I got there right on time, actually 10 minutes early at 7:50 a.m. at Elliot's house. And you guys had already finished the race.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I had to do it by myself.
Listen, I had the schmilkes beyond belief because I don't do running. I'm not great at all the physical activity stuff. I didn't sleep that night. I was so nervous about doing this 5K. I wanted to do a good job. So I got to my brother-in-law's house very early, and I just had to start. I thought I'd go so slow that you would catch up. Now, I did the 5K, you did the 10K. So I really thought that at some point we would just
6.2 miles
meet in the middle, but you can tell them what ended up happening.
Yeah, so it was pretty silly. Jonathan was a great sport, and good on you, Jonathan, for signing up for it. And I hope you're still running or interested in doing it again, as the weather gets nice.
Well, you know what? Real quickly, let me make the announcement that I'm officially saying here live in front of all of our audience that next year I'm going to do the full 10K. So
of this year, 2021.
That's right. What I mean,
awesome.
This coming,
not next year, 2022, 2021.
2021, doing the full 10K.
I love that. I love that for you. That's gorgeous.
Keep going.
So anyhow, I got there. I got the sad news that I was just going to have to do the race myself. I didn't really know what the route was. And Jonathan, you said, you know what? I'm going to get into my car and I'm going to have you run alongside me. I'll roll down the window. I'll talk you through it. And I'm going to throw on a soundtrack for you. And you did some rocky music and you had some beautiful music for me and you pumped me up and you got my hopes back up.
I did. Again, what was funny though, is that, so I took you around, I played the theme music.
In the Sherwood is the name of the area.
Sherwood was the area. So I took you around, I showed you the route. And then on your second pass, you said, you know what, I think I got it. I'm all good. And then you got lost apparently.
I did. Yeah. I was waiting for Elliot and the girls, his two daughters, to come and join me. And I felt like, Little Red Riding Hood trying to avoid the big bad wolf.
Well, I am so sorry about that, but next year I promise we will be in sync and do it together. I was just so nervous about it that I thought I needed to get it started.
So much fun. Yeah.
So let's talk about maybe my favorite item that you've brought to my life as far as fitness goes. It's a little sport called pickleball. Michael, tell us about your pickleball.
Oh, yes. Pickleball, founded in 1965 in the Pacific Northwest, played on 1/4 of a tennis court, underhand serving, volleyball, scoring to 11. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the world, arguably. And there's actually an event going on right now in St. George, Utah. It's rained out right now. There's rain there, believe it or not. But anyhow, it is an amazingly addictive sport. I've taught it to Ronnie and to Jonathan and many of our other friends, and hopefully more to come. And it is just completely addicting. And thanks to my aunt and uncle, Jordan and Karen Gold, shout out to you, and Takea water bottles. I just really enjoy the sport. It's just absolutely fantastic. And Jonathan, you get a kick out of it too, and you set up some amazing games after the turkey trot.
I do. Well, yeah. When you were in town, we set up with my cousin some games playing pickleball. It was very, very fun. But I did want to bring up a game that we played together in Hermosa Beach in California.
Oh,
remember the game we played with our friend Mo?
Yes, I do. She is a lovely lady.
She's a very lovely lady. So so pickleball generally, people of all ages play it, but let's be honest. Sometimes when you go to the pickleball courts, it's an
hit or miss, no pun intended.
It's an older crowd.
Yeah.
But we go and we needed one more. It was three of us that went.
We needed a fourth.
And so this lovely lady Mo came to play with us. She was a little bit shy. But she was a good pickleball player, so it was really fun. Well, Michael, once he gets on the pickleball court, he is very aggressive. He's very good. I mean, like truly, I'm not kidding. He's won multiple medals. I went and saw him in a tournament once. He placed second. He got the silver medal in Santa Monica. I think that is what it was. In general, Michael is amazing. But in this one moment with this lady Mo, he hits the ball so hard and it hits right into her.
That was a little bit of a faux pas. Yeah,
look, pretty hard. That's the game. I mean, ultimately, Michael didn't intend
wiffle ball. Yeah,
right. He didn't intend to hit her. It went right into her. And he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And she was like, "Okay, let's keep going." So, anyways, the funny moment was when she was leaving for the day because she had to be done before the rest of us. And she's walking away and we're all saying goodbye. And Michael says to her, "Bye, Mo. Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry about hitting you with that ball." And she just goes, "Okay." Looks at us and then walks away. It was the most awkward.
It was very strange language to use.
We all expected her to say, "Oh, no problem.
I'm okay. Don't worry about it. I'll see you next week," kind of thing.
She just goes,
"Okay." And to this day, what was that, like 3 or 4 years ago? And it is still so funny.
It was one of the most hilarious experiences. We laughed about it forever. And
if you're worried, ladies and gentlemen, Mo is alive and well. I did see her last year and she's doing great. And she plays with her sister and her mom now. And she's really a lovely lady and they enjoy playing in Hermosa Beach. So shout out to that community.
Her mom and her sister are Curly and Larry. So
oh my goodness, they're stooges.
They're the stooges. They're the three stooges.
Yeah.
So give us an update, Michael. Sumo Citrus, they sent you a packet.
Oh my God. I always have one by my side. They're easy to peel. They're juicy. It's like drinking orange juice with every bite. They did send me a package. They sent me another direct message. The Sumo Citrus people are incredibly kind. And, my new little slogan is juggle, peel, eat. I did a little blurb of juggling the oranges, and it's absolutely fabulous. And you may even see something soon from Gadget Gal with Sumo Citrus.
Well, for those of you that don't know
who
didn't join us last week, Sumo Citrus is literally the most delicious orange. It's only available about 14 weeks a year.
It's expensive.
It's very expensive. Michael introduced all of us to it. It is absolutely incredible. And he posts about it on Instagram all the time, always singing its praises. And Sumo Citrus itself, the brand, has reached out to him as a super fan and tell them about what
it's
they're
weird
asking.
to say that. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming, Jonathan.
I know.
It's juicy though.
They have you making a video. What is it happening now?
So they basically want testimonials. They want me to kind of come up with a fun quote and to explain just how much I love the orange, really. And so not necessarily a video, but they're looking for photographs to put eventually on their website, which I think is awesome. Mm-hmm. And I'm delighted that my friends and family are into it. And it was my mother who originally, handed it to me unannounced with no information. And I just took one bite and, I've been buying these things ever since. They're only in season January through April, but they're delicious. They're so good. And Jonathan, you're eating them now, which is awesome.
I am. I absolutely love them. They are so delicious. I'm not famous for eating fruits and vegetables, although, as you know, during this pandemic, I did decide I wanted to take my health very seriously. I've been eating fruits and vegetables. I've been focusing on my diet since December. Actually, my doctor called me today. I'm officially down almost 20 pounds since December. And my numbers are looking great. And so it's very exciting. So Sumo Citrus is a big part of that. So that's been my dessert to my little scrumptious snack. So
I'm proud of you, Jonathan.
Been super excited.
That's awesome, man.
So speaking of health and physical fitness, it really leads us to our next topic for the night. Now,
so exciting.
The topic we're talking about a real gladiator. And in order to talk about a real gladiator, we got to have a real gladiator, and we have one. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome our good friend, Annie Castellano. Annie, welcome to the show. We're so excited to have you.
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. This is cool.
Yeah, no, we're really excited to have you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little bit about Annie before we get into the discussion. So Annie and I actually met about 15 years ago, maybe a little bit more than that. In college, we were in an acting class together. She has the greatest personality. She was so funny that I immediately decided I had to become close friends with her.
And beautiful hair.
Oh my wonderful hair. She used to do the frizzy thing all the time with the gel. I don't know what you would call it. What did you put in your hair?
Hello.
It was a scrunchy gel. It was a scrunchy gel. Yeah.
It looked scrunchy and it looked wonderful. So anyways, it was really the scrunchy gel that sold me. So I became, I immediately started talking to her, become friends, all this sorts of stuff. I was living with Michael and Ronnie at the time, our producer Ronnie, and Ronnie also being from the East Coast. And if you can't tell based on Annie's accent, she's from Boston. I thought maybe the two of them could hit it off. So I set them up on a date. They went on one date. And ultimately, after the one date, decided that they're much better off as friends. And we have all been close friends ever since. So it's just been very, very exciting because that's Annie awesome. Annie brings a lot of light and love into our life. So we're very happy.
Thanks, guys. And I love Ronnie. We love Ronnie.
What's not to love about Ronnie?
Who doesn't love Ronnie?
Love.
Most broadcasters love Ronnie. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
All of
everybody loves Ronnie.
What a guy. Anyway.
That's famous.
The show Everybody Loves Raymond, the sequel series is going to be called Everybody Loves Ronnie.
Yeah.
All right. It's true. It's real. It's real.
It's definitely real. Well, so listen. So first off, I want to talk to you, Annie, about staying fit during the pandemic. What are you working on as far as staying fit during the pandemic? I know that physical fitness is super important to you.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I was super unmotivated at the beginning of all of this as far as physical fitness went. I was doing a lot of sitting around, a lot of eating cake. You know what I mean? Love cake, love burritos, love meatballs. So I was doing a lot of that, and I got kind of depressed about it. I missed the bod. I missed it. So now I go running every morning at the soccer field. I wake up early. I pop some goji berries. Apple cider vinegar, goji.
Yeah.
The Gojis.
Those are super healthy.
And then I go for a run at the soccer field, and then I just, I work out like until I get a good hot sweat.
Nice.
I feel
awesome.
And you love to post those videos on Instagram.
Yeah, you got to keep them. You got to keep them going. You know what I mean? You got to keep them on their toes.
Guessing.
Got to keep the audience wanting more. We know all about that.
You got to keep them guessing, just like the body and all of your routines.
Talking about how important physical fitness is to you. So back in the day when we were in college together, I believe you used to work out at Crunch Fitness. That's right. It was Crunch.
Yeah.
And you went, I think unknowingly, correct me if I'm wrong, to the gym one day, and they were holding auditions for the reboot of American Gladiators, right? You didn't know when you were going in?
I didn't know that. I knew it was at Crunch Gym that these auditions like randomly came up. But I didn't know that there was any perk. Like, it was just a coincidence that I showed up and they were like, oh, well, since you're a member, you get to cut the line. And it was no way.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you eventually auditioned and it went really well. They loved your personality, which is not surprising to anybody on this call. And ultimately, they asked you if you could create a tape that you would send into the producers in Los Angeles. And so you came to both Ronnie and I, and you said, is there any way that you guys can help me put together my official
real
audition video?
Yeah.
I needed a 10-minute video of my life in Chicago.
Yes.
That's so cool. Oh,
and of me doing like physical fitness activities.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, we used my Bally's membership because we had a pool and you did this very awkward swimming video.
Oh my God.
You remember that?
I think about it all the time. Out of all the things, like I'm a physically fit person, like I'm athletic, but like swimming, like, is not my strong suit.
Yeah.
I remember Ronnie being like, Annie, I don't know.
Maybe we cut that from the video. Yeah. So ultimately we made this video. We were really proud of it. We sent it into the producers in Los Angeles, and lo and behold, you literally had to drop out of college that year because you got brought into
you were on a major TV show.
American Gladiators.
Yeah.
The reboot series, for those of you that don't remember, from the mid 2000s, starred Hulk Hogan and Layla Ali as the announcers, hosts of the show, and then it had a huge cast of the gladiators that were in every single episode. And Annie, you were in 2 episodes. Your first episode they called it the Battle of the Ages. You were the youngest contestant ever on American Gladiator, and the person that you were against was the oldest contestant ever. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience, and how long did you have to train with American Gladiators before you actually performed on the show?
So they called me up and they said, hey, Annie, we want you to come out to a 2-week boot camp in LA. So I moved into a hotel for a couple weeks out there, and they had us do like all the physical fitness, then like, a couple of the obstacle course events that they had on there. And it was, I was really the youngest girl there. Everybody else was in their like mid 20s, early 30s. It was weird.
A lot of CrossFit, a lot of burpees.
CrossFit really wasn't a thing then. It was 2008, but there was a lot of like bodybuilders. Like these people were like swollen. You know what I mean? These were
unbelievable,
like gorillas, like really big people. And I don't know. It was awesome. I was delusional, which was a good thing for me to think that I could compete physically with the gladiators in particular, but
what was it like meeting those hosts?
It was awesome.
Hulk Hogan, unbelievable.
Oh my God, he is a big guy. It was surreal. He had a big old hand.
Any favorite quotes or just sayings that you just would crack you up? Or
did they say anything funny to you?
He called me the pint-sized powerhouse, and that was cool. And then one time I did really good in an event. And he like took me aside, like very serious after the event. And he grabbed my hand and he was like, that was really awesome, sister. Like, so I was like, you know what I mean? It was like, thanks.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I'm the only one that finds this
That's
funny,
hysterical.
There's something about the fact that big man, the Hulk Hogan, his real name is just Terry. Like he's just a dude named Terry. There's something very funny. Just something very funny about that. What's it like getting to work with Layla Ali? We all love. We know she's the daughter of Muhammad Ali and a accomplished fighter herself.
Yeah, she was great. She was beautiful. Like in the flesh, man. She has some beautiful skin. She's a
nice person.
Oh my God, so nice, so smart. She was super, super cool. And you know what? There was a part where like I would I didn't win. I mean, a lot of things. I won a lot of things, but I also got my butt kicked. Can we curse on here? Can I say ass?
Yeah, you can say ass.
All right, great.
Open
I got my ass kicked quite a few times. And I was like solemn, I had my head down. She's like, Annie, pick your head up. Pick that head up. Annie, pick your head up. You know what I mean? Like she gave me I'll never forget that motivation.
Well, at the end of the day, you did
pick your head up.
You did win your first episode. It was one of the most exciting things in the world. You had already taped everything, but you were very good about keeping everything secret. You would not tell us anything. So Ronnie and I and Michael, I believe you were there too. We got together in our apartment and we were watching the episode, screaming, cheering. I mean, just like going nuts. I'm texting with you as it's happening. I called you after. You're screaming because you won the first episode, which meant you were going to be going on to another episode. We didn't know how far it was going to go.
And you just looked exhausted.
Oh my God. By the end, you looked like you were, it's unbelievable.
Pooped. Yeah. What are some of your favorite objects that you like to use?
What do you mean?
Did you get to take anything home with you? Like the
within American Gladiators, I think is what he's saying.
So
what are those called?
Like the pugil stick.
The pugil stick. Did you know that, Jonathan?
I don't know from pugil sticks. No.
Yeah.
Pugil stick is a giant Q-tip.
Awesome.
That hurt.
Yeah.
I got my bell rung by a pugil stick. Did not like it. Have never been hit before. Have you been like hit in the head, like really knocked in the head before?
No.
It hurts.
No. Yeah.
Like
one time in high school, Michael punched me in the leg and it was really painful. So that's his
Yeah, you grabbed the steering wheel while I was driving. So that was my first intention. Like, don't touch the steering wheel while I'm driving.
You deserved it.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
It was dangerous. We almost died.
Yeah, I told you that we've been like brothers for 20 years. We've been through it all.
We have, except for American Gladiator, of course.
Yeah, totally. So Annie, moving on, it was again so amazing to watch you be successful on American Gladiators. You did the 2 episodes. You were there for a long time between the trainings and the filming. It's not like in like one day like it feels like when you're watching the show. But it was so amazing to watch you shine. Now, as you've moved on with your career in performance and stuff, you've actually had a bit of a professional career in stand-up comedy in New York. Can you talk to us a little bit about that, what that's been like and how it's been since the pandemic?
Yeah, it was awesome. I moved out there. I think it was in the summertime. I don't know what year it was. Not too long ago. About a year ago, I guess. 2 years ago now. And it was going great. I was hitting some spots. We had like Stand Up New York, Gotham Comedy Club. I was loving that. Ronnie came to a bunch of shows, supported. Yeah. So fun. And then we'd go out. We'd have a nice beverage afterwards. But then the pandemic hit and like things kind of got weird. So. Yeah. I moved back to Florida. But there was a light at the end of the tunnel there because like right before the pandemic hit, I signed up. I write books and I draw and stuff. Like I'm a creative,
beautiful artist.
Thank you. So I decided to expand my talents. I took a class with this girl, Amanda Oleander, super, super nice girl. Anyway, I took the class. And I discovered that I had something that I didn't know I had. Before it was just all doodles, and this girl kind of gave me, she kind of opened a door in my life and I'm doing more of the drawing stuff.
It's a pretty unbelievable thing to see. So I knew, Annie, that you were an incredible talent as far as being an actor. We had acting class together. You're so funny, so charismatic. I wasn't surprised to see your success on American Gladiators. Was never surprised to see that you're having tons of success doing stand-up comedy. But what I did not know is that you were an incredibly talented artist. And all of a sudden you started posting all of these pieces of artwork that were absolutely incredible. We do want to show a couple of them right now. So you're famous for what you call your monsters. And I asked you if you would do a Chicago Cubs monster for me, and you did, which was so exciting. You wrote me a very lovely note, which I thank you so much for. I wanted to pay you for it, but you wouldn't let me. You sent it to me as a gift, and you're the sweetest ever.
Yeah, man.
And then
This
Go
is
ahead,
like
Mike.
the perfect This is like the perfect combination between comedy and art. You just capture it so beautifully, and
I'm trying here.
love your colors.
You're cartooning. It's literally the perfect combination
Yes.
of comedy. Michael's absolutely right. I mean, that is what you're doing.
Yeah.
So the second image that we wanted to talk about is one you sent to Ronnie. It's a monster with his dog Gatsby, which is so cute and so fun. I know Ronnie loves that. He holds it near and dear to his heart. But we did want to ask you about a third image that we saw when we were going through your portfolio. It's an image of a man with banana pajamas, and we actually think that you must have done this one for Michael Schuff. It looks exactly like him. Is it Michael Schuff?
Oh my goodness! Listen,
I was just. I don't know.
Listen, you're gonna. This is the story. So this is my doodle dude that I've been drawing for like
doodle dude. I love
this is my doodle dude. Like this is the guy that never had a body. He only had a face. And I would draw him over and over again. My mother thinks I'm crazy. I've drawn like a million times. I just have like sketches of this dude everywhere. Maybe they were saying like, Annie, maybe this is like your special someone, maybe this is your guy. Anyway,
maybe Michael is your
today. Maybe
Michael's your special someone.
Perhaps
all these
Michael.
Years. Oh, it was Michael all along.
Oh, Michael, you like bananas?
We love bananas. I don't know if you saw me take a bite on but I have a banana here.
One time I took Michael to the airport for a late flight that he had to Thailand. He comes with a luggage and a banana to take with him to the airport, not to eat in the car, just a banana to take with him on this journey. I thought it was like the fun. I'm like, dude, why?
It was so early. I didn't know what else to eat.
It was just,
it's like sometimes that's an easy thing to digest.
It's a quick
one.
It is. But when you're dealing with,
put it in our smoothies.
And you're going overseas and you're doing all sorts of stuff, like they've got a banana at the airport or even on the airport. A banana. It was
so Annie, where did these characters come from? These monsters? Like what was the antithesis of this journey for you?
I really enjoyed the simplicity of the circle, and I love the personification of inanimate objects.
Yes.
So if I just could if I could humanize something that isn't human, so that's what I was really playing with. And then it just came. I like to show a lot of personality in the drawings. So that's where kind of I could play around with it because I could make it kind of human and I can make it do things,
I love your all of your tools as well. You have these gorgeous markers, and is there a particular company that you?
Yeah, I use Copic markers, Copic sketch markers.
Interesting.
Amanda, the girl that had the artist that had the workshop, she uses those, and I was like, man, I touched one of these things. I was like, wow.
Are they expensive?
Yeah, they're kind of, they're not cheap.
I know art supplies can get very, very expensive. Well, what's amazing is that you've parlayed this talent into a way to make a little extra side cash, and you actually sell your artwork.
Where can we find you? Yeah.
Exactly. You sell your artwork on your website. Tell us where we can find it. Tell us anything we need to know about getting your work.
You can find me at www.anniecastellano.com. I have a little shop open where I sell stickers and prints, but mostly stickers. And I actually have a code here. I made a special code for this show. So if you go and you get it's called an original sticker combo pack, you can check out and put in the code talking about stuff, and you can get 15% off.
15%. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down.
Ladies and gentlemen,
off.
I hope you're listening to that.
That would be cool. So you can go take a look, anniecastellano.com.
And you also, I assume, have an IG. Can you tell us your IG for people to?
Yeah, and Dogstagram. And
Dogstagram.
And Dogstagram.
Yep, super easy to remember and know how to spell automatically. So that'll be a
phonetics.
Probably just search Annie Castellano on Instagram.
I think that's best.
That's the best.
That'll get you there too.
And you can see a lot of her art and great videos that she does. And you can also see some stand-up type stuff as well. Yeah. So this leads us perfectly into our final segment of the night, which is the Q&A segment, which is moderated by our producer, Ronnie Polidoro. Ronnie, have there been questions that have come in? Tell us what's going on. What are people thinking?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Annie.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey, New York City over there.
New York.
Hey.
He's in New York.
I love it. We got Florida, Chicago, New York, LA.
So yeah, we have a question. Actually, you just answered one of them, where we can find Annie's art, and again, that's AnnieCastellano.com. And
that's
also
Castellano.
Thank you, Michael.
We'll put it up on the screen right there.
Yeah,
there it is.
Beautiful. That's probably the best way to go.
It is. But here's a question, John. This is going back to your staying fit segment. Lisa wants to know: did you actually finish a 5K?
So I did. I did do the full 5K. I'd be lying if I told you that I ran the full 5K. There was definitely a little bit of jogging and then a little bit of walking.
That's okay.
But I did. I did it. I earned my medal, and I felt very good about it. But I did do the full 5K. Ronnie, what do we got next, bro?
Just over 3 miles.
Yeah, just it's like 3.25. Michael, question for you. This one comes from Maya. Michael, what's the most sumo citrus you've ever eaten at once?
Oh my goodness. Well, you can see this on my Instagram as well. Sometimes I eat it very quickly, which is foolish because you should really savor every bite. But I guess I've probably had 4 in one day, just because I knew that they were going out of season, and I just, it was crunch time.
I think you can do more than 4. If I had to bet, if I was a betting challenge,
I've seen him eat. If you go on his Instagram, look up
every hour.
Schuffy is his Instagram name. Just look up Michael Schuff. He has a special saved stories of his sumo citrus stuff, and one of them is where he takes one, pulls it in half, and eats it in under 10 seconds, the entire sumo citrus. And it's a big orange. So
it was too much. It was too much orange at one time.
One day we'll have to talk about
a day, maybe 5 or 6. Yeah.
One day we'll have to talk about a video that we have from our college days where Michael ate 4 cupcakes. It was pretty unbelievable.
No thanks.
Guys.
No thanks.
I think it's an easy feat. It's an easy feat for cupcakes.
Thank you.
You're the right cupcake.
Hey, you gotta get that vitamin C though with the sumo citrus.
That's true too. That's very, very true. Ronnie, what else are people asking us about this lovely podcast tonight?
Yeah, I think this one might be an obvious answer after what we were just talking about. But if you had a sponsor, who would your sponsor be, and what sponsor would you want to sponsor this podcast?
Is it okay for Jonathan and I?
Yeah, go ahead, Michael. Answer that.
Okay, I would say probably Takea, a water bottle company, Sumo Citrus Oranges.
Yes.
And Annie Castellano artwork. How about that?
Yeah, we're sponsored by AnnieCastellano.com. That's actually not true. We want all the money to go to her. We're not taking $1.
That's correct,
guys,
of course. But we want to promote her.
We want to promote her. We're definitely promoting Annie Castellano.
Speaking of promoting Annie Castellano, Annie, are you working on a book?
I am.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. What was the question?
Are you working on a book?
Are you working on a book?
Tell us about it.
I am.
What's the title?
It's the name of it is You Can Never Trust a Cockroach, and it's about.
That's awesome.
It is about a cockroach. I don't like them at all.
I like how you say cockroach, Christopher Walken.
Listen, it is not the cockroach. It's not good for me.
You accentuate the roach of the cockroach.
Yes,
dude, it's not good. I really hate them. They are disgusting. And
so tell us a little bit about
is there a character name? Yeah, for the cockroach.
There's no real. I don't have it. It doesn't really have a name. It's just the cockroach. And
that's the plot.
He's a feisty little bastard. And I guess the storyline is that I hate him and he keeps showing up.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. And the trials and tribulations of how I deal with him and what his final feat. You're writing
the text and you're doing the illustrations. I assume all of it.
The text is already written. I've done that, and now I've decided I was going to get an illustrator, but now I've decided.
Why would you do that?
Right. Well, now I know that I can do it, so now I'm going to do it.
It's very
absolutely.
Exciting. Can't wait to see that. Will that be available on Amazon.com?
I hope it will be on
your website.
Amazon.com and AnnieCastellano.com and BarnesandNoble.com. I hope.
I love it.
There's so many fun bookstores to name. Actually,
and Libby. That's another fun one. The library card.
All right, next question. This one comes again from Lisa. We'll go one by one, starting with Jonathan, then Schuff, then Annie. Does everyone have a good joke tonight? Just a nice little quick joke. John, first.
Boy.
Put you on the spot.
Boy.
Oy, oy, oy. Hey, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting two-toed sloth.
Interrupting two-toed sloth. Who?
There he is.
There it is.
There he is right there.
That one probably works better in person.
Yeah. I just love Zootopia. Who doesn't love that Zootopia DMV scene, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's hysterical. It's absolutely hysterical. I don't know if I can come up with a joke off the cuff.
Like a good knock joke. I got 5 more if you want.
I wrote a joke. I wrote a joke today and chuckled to myself about it. It's not that funny, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. What is it called when you rob Jamba Juice?
What is that called?
You're a smoothie criminal. So that's
Jackson.
Very excited about that one.
And you dance just.
Please save us with a real joke.
I have a silly joke
or a story. Yeah.
Well, I don't have a story, but I have a silly joke. How many tickles does an octopus have?
How many tickles?
8 tickles.
Oh, he has 10 tickles.
10 tickles.
Yeah,
tentacles. Because tentacles.
Ronnie liked it. Ronnie liked it.
I get it.
I love it. We love play on words.
Yes.
Ronnie.
Yes.
Very funny.
Tentacles.
Tentacles.
Yes. Good one.
Gorgeous.
I did like it a lot, Annie. That was a really good one. I'm big fan of dad jokes.
Yeah.
So final question of the
Monster.
night. Final question of the night. Here we go. This show needs a theme song. What would your theme song be? Can you give us a little theme song? Oh boy.
All right. So I have written something. I did play it last week for the test crew.
Here we go.
All right. It's in the key of C, the test audience. Here we go. So it's, oh my God, I'm not in the mood to sing at all. Talking about stuff with Jon and Schuff. What do we think?
I love that. I was thinking Teardrop by Massive Attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely
remember that song?
The
reason why I bring it up is Annie, I know that you love Jose Gonzalez, who sings that gorgeous song from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah, I love that.
I can't tell you how many people I've told to watch that movie. I think you and I are the only people who've seen it. It's great. And I love the soundtrack.
Well, definitely we're all going to have to listen to that song. But sadly, ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude our time slot tonight. So we want to thank you, everyone, for joining. We want to especially thank our special guest, Annie Castellano.
I want to thank you
so much.
Oh, we are so happy to
we'll
have
take
you.
it. Thank you for the
AnnieCastellano.com. Use code Talking About Stuff to get 15% off one of the combo sticker packs on her website. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been Talking About Stuff with Jon and Schuff. I'm Jonathan Hymen.
And I'm Michael Schuff.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I love you.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Ronnie.
Bye, guys. Thank you, Ron. Oh,